Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust from the Capital Region's leading experts in real estate and all related fields. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates, from curb appeal to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you save and make the most when it comes to buying or selling your most valuable asset. Now, here's your host, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, The Property Shop, John Bevilacqua.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning out there in the Capital Region. What's up, Johnny G?
What's it doing outside?
It's actually pretty nice out.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
all right.
Sun's out. It's trending to be a good day today.
Good.
And again, weather is always dependent on this real estate show because weather is dependent on buying and selling a house. It's always the case.
Yeah.
Rain, snow, sunshine. There's always something to talk about relative to how weather affects real estate, and it does again impact what our show topic is. We got Joe Mulone over here.
Joe is here.
Good morning, this guy, huh?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Good, man. How
Good
are
to
you?
see you, Joe.
The two Johns, Johnny
Two
G,
Johns.
Johnny B.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
like this every week.
That's right. Johnny Square.
Well, almost. Sometimes when Joe is the anchor.
That's it. Joe has anchored.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I think it's safe to say spring's here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. It's probably going to come a little bit early, I think, from the way this winter kind of trended. And not really
the
being
groundhog was right.
His groundhog was definitely right. And so we want to give some people, we want to give everybody out there that's considering or is anticipating selling their home this spring some tips and ideas on how to spring prep for the home sale. So basically, this is like the maximum curb appeal show, right, Joe?
Absolutely. This time of the year, as soon as things start warming up and the thaw goes out of the ground, people are like, they want to get out there and rake,
right,
and get the house starting to look, spruce up the house. And that's just that's just for everybody. But if you're selling your house, it's even more important.
It's very important. Now listen, this is a call-in show, guys, so we want to hear any kind of ideas or tips. If you've got something to bring to the table, call us. If you got questions, there's a lot of real estate banter in the news right now, and that the media's picking up. That's
Absolutely.
A whole different show that we can talk about. But give us a call, 518-476-5900. That's the direct line to Johnny G.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're going to take a call when we get back from the break. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, listen, let's take a quick spot break. We'll hear from our sponsors, come back with our caller.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Hey, it's John Tesh. If you're thinking of selling your home, let me take the stress out of deciding which agent to hire. In the Capital Region, the agent I recommend is John Bevilacqua, founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at The Property Shop. So for 2 decades, John has helped more than 2,500 families buy and sell the place they call home. That's a solid track record, one that's backed up by dozens of 5-star reviews. Hello. In fact, John is so confident in his marketing system to attract the right buyer for your home that he guarantees to sell it at a price and deadline you agreed to, or he's going to buy it himself for cash. And he provides that guarantee in writing. The agent I trust is John Bevilacqua, and he's the agent you should trust too. His name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So write this number down. It's 518-957-SOLD. That's easy. 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. I love that one. JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com, and you'll get your home sold guaranteed.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at salernolawny.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we are back. We got a caller on the line, and actually, now that John explained to me, I already know who the caller is. So the caller is a good friend of mine, Jim Potler. He is the owner of J. Potler and Sons Landscaping in Albany. And I know Jimmy wants to talk about home prep landscaping for which is that's like the number one topic that is involved with spring.
Everybody's
spring
getting ready
prep in the house.
for the spring.
So let's get Jimmy on the show. Jim.
Hey, Jim. Good morning.
Hey, John and John. How are you?
What's going on, Jimmy? How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking my call, and I just want to let the listeners know I know you as coach. We met in 2018, and thanks for your community service. He's a great guy and provides a great service to the kids in our community. So,
that's right. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Jim's a board member over at Westland Hills, so we coach baseball together.
Oh, that's great.
And so
nice.
We're big into that. But Jimmy, give us some spring landscaping ideas that can help people really improve their home for when people drive by looking to buy the house. Like, what can they do?
Absolutely. I'd say with lawn, evaluate your lawn condition. If your lawn is looking pretty good, just keep up on that fertilizing, weed control. But if not, or if you just have some tough areas, maybe consider some aeration or top dressing with soil and overseeding with the appropriate kind of seed, whether you're in a sun or shade area, choose the appropriate type. Once you do get that seed down, timing on that's probably looking like this season, maybe early to mid-April for that. And, after, just keep up in the watering and short duration watering and high frequency.
Yeah. And when you're saying top dress and stuff, are you talking about like maybe some scars from snow plowing, like, on the lawn? Like what would be some of the reasons to top dress?
If you got a really thin area and you don't want to get an aerator and you just have access to a few bags of topsoil or some peat, just putting something loose on the top of that will help improve your success for seeding.
Nice. And how about like planting some, plant from a flowering or shrub perspective? I mean, not maybe so much with the shrubs because that's kind of a bigger project, but what can people do for flowers and mulching?
Yeah, I mean, just be careful when you buy mulch. Certain mulches are dyed, and it can't rain for 24 hours after you apply it. So just be careful with those, and put it on nice and thick if you can. Try to dig out the edge and make a nice clean line with that. You could either use a hose to trace out, the area you're working in.
Nice.
Yeah, and, if you are going to do some kind of renovation, less is more, doesn't have to be 10 million plants, just do some massing and try to find some seasonal interest with some evergreens mixed in there.
Perfect.
So,
good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Jim, we appreciate you chiming in here and appreciate you listening. So just one more plug for Jim. J.P. Potler and Sons Landscaping. Jimmy Potler is the owner. He is for hire. Jimmy, give him a phone number in case people want to reach out to you.
You got it, 518-694-6158.
Awesome. Thanks, Jimmy. We're going to keep going with the show. I appreciate it, bud.
You got it. And go Westland Hills, Yankees, and John B.
All right, love it. Sweet. All right, so.
Take care, guys.
All right, so we've got... So landscaping obviously is huge, right, Joe? Like Jimmy just gave us some great tips. Like
he did, yeah.
I mean, that first thing you pull up is the lawn brown? Is it going to be green? Like, what are we expecting to see when we get there?
Well, it's funny. I had a listing appointment this past week and sat down with a family that's looking to sell mom's house, and they're saying, should we paint the inside of the entire house and put new carpet? I says, no. I said, let's start with the outside.
Right.
Let's. One of the things we came up with is power washing. Power washing is an inexpensive way to clean up the exterior of your home. Get the mold and the grime off of the house. And it really sometimes it can be as effective as a paint job.
Yeah, and if you got vinyl siding, you're right. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Yep.
You know, and we're talking about spending $400 or $500 in comparison. I got a paint quote on my own home that was $10,000 to repaint the house, and I was like, "Oh wow, okay."
Well, get a power washer.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I had to sit down after reading that quote.
Yeah, thanks for the estimate. See you later.
Yeah, but the power washer can also be handy from the perspective not just for your exterior, but you're talking about your driveway.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Paved walkways, sidewalks.
Patios. Oh yeah.
You know, because everybody's got leftovers rock salt right now from actually. Who rock salted this winter? Because I know I did.
I did. I think about 3 times,
right?
2 or 3 times.
But under, let's say, normal winter conditions, like all that leftover rock salt and ice. The residual from the calcium chloride. Mm-hmm. Get all that stuff off the driveway. Clean it off. Power wash everything. Patios. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, when it's funny when you do that stuff. Your house stands out immediately from the neighbors.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Because everybody's house in the neighborhood has that same problem more than likely. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden your house is gleaming and it's going to help make it stand out, even that little bit of extra work.
That's the whole point, though, right? We're
Yes.
trying to get the house to stand out because most people, before they schedule the showing, they're going to do a drive-by.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, that's the litmus test. If they drive by and oh, wow, look at this place. It's spotless.
Mm-hmm.
They've definitely they're standing out from the rest of the crowd.
If a house is kept up over time, people take care, do little things every year to their house, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And people that put things off when they think, I'm going to put the house on the market, and they do, and people start driving by, and the shrubs are overgrown, and you can't see half the house because the tree is covering it, and people just they drive by and they'll say, well, pass on this one. Or they don't have or if they do come to the house, their thoughts are going to be less than if it was looking good on the outside.
We call that in the business deferred maintenance.
Yes.
Right? Deferred maintenance it's the deal killer. It really is, because it turns your house into either a value add situation where you are able to add value to a house to tap the equity in it, but you're going to be selling it at a discount at that point, because at that point you said, hey, I'm not going to do any maintenance to it, so the money that you didn't spend is costing you on the sale.
That's right.
Now,
absolutely. And the home inspector is going to pick up. If the rain gutters are full of leaves from the previous fall, it's going to come up in a home inspection. They're going to say, hey, it's not that they're broken, but the maintenance on these you're going to have to do it when you take ownership of this home, and that's a red check mark against you when you're selling your home. It's one more thing people have to spend money on, which is going to bring the value of your home down.
Quick thing before we hit the break here, Joe. You brought it up, painting and staining, right? And I'm not talking about painting your house, right? We're never going to recommend to you before the home sale, you're going to have to paint the whole house, go hire that. We want you guys to freshen up. Right? Talk about some freshen up ideas.
Well, entry doors, when you go in and out, usually the trim around those doors tends to peel the first. Around the screen doors and the entry doors, just painting the trim and washing the windows, and so when you come into the house, you have it looks like it's been well taken care of over time.
Yeah.
And these things are just kind of like on your to-do list that don't get done. They're not big things, but the little things in the sale of a home do add up.
Yeah.
And it could add up against you if you're the seller.
And that's why we tell you guys, start early on this. If you're thinking about selling your house, think about this stuff months in advance, right?
It's better to chip away than to have a huge laundry list to have to take on. Oh, we're going live in 2 weeks with the house, and it's like, oh my God, how am I going to get all this done?
How am I going to get this done? And then you overwhelm yourself.
Yeah,
right.
It is. It is. And there's plenty of things to do when you're listing your home, and that's why you need agents or a company like John and to help get you through this stuff. So you know what makes sense to do and what doesn't.
Well, surprising but not surprising, we're at the break point here.
Okay.
We're halfway through the show, Joe. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 more solid tips on spring prepping your house for sale coming up after the break. Joe and I are going to dig in a little bit more, and then we're going to wrap it up right here on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show with me, Johnny B, Johnny G, and Joe Mulone.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Yep. Okay, wow, we're back. That was quick. Too much chatting on the halftime show over there.
Yeah. Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Yeah, hey, listen, guys, spring is definitely upon us, and judging by the weather outside, it's coming early. Joe and I definitely touched on that. So if you guys are looking to sell and you want to catch a hot spring market, listen, we got some options for you. You definitely want to talk to us about our price guarantee. So if for some reason we're not able to sell your house at your price and in your time frame, we'll either pay you the difference on price, and listen, this is all in writing. So, or in a pinch, we'll simply step in and buy the house for cash. And all this isn't, it's all in writing. It's part of our guaranteed sale program. It's a great option for home sellers this spring. Now, number two, we're talking about deferred maintenance. Hey, if you're that guy that said, hey, I don't want to do anything, right? I don't want to clean my house. I don't want to prep it. I don't want to stage it. I don't want people walking through it. I don't want to open houses. I just want to get some cash offers, and I'm talking multiple cash offers. We've got the program for you. So we can arrange it where you can even stay in your house for extended period of time, even after it's sold, while you shop for your next home. We have that option. Or even if your house is in showroom condition, we can still make you multiple cash offers and sell it in your time frame. And I'm not talking about wholesale offers, right, Joe? Like, our cash offers are, very close to market value, if not sometimes over market value, depending on our buyer pool. So, and Joe, we've put multiple cash offers on some of the properties that you've approached sellers to as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that how many people have they need to get out quick for job relocation. Yeah. Unfortunately, for divorce and things that come up in people's lives, they just got to be out. Yeah. And we're not talking about selling your house to someone who's a wholesaler and they give you a fraction of the value. We're talking about it'd be less than what we would sell it for if we put it on the market, but that's going to take some time, and we could close the deal. Is it 3 to 4 weeks? Correct, John?
3 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks.
As quick as title can get pulled.
And for some people that is necessary for them to move on with their life.
And these don't have to be, we buy ugly houses. That's not the type. No. We're talking about, like, our cash offer ranges up to $3 million. So these are, houses anywhere from 25 to $3 million. We're in that ballpark to buy luxury homes, to buy basically any kind of property that makes sense for investors. So if you're interested in that program, give us a call, 957-SOLD. That's 957-7653, and get your home sold guaranteed in writing with no do-overs. That's the whole point of the program. So, Joe, let's finish a little bit, tackle entryways and enhancing. Really, your front door is such a big focal point to your house, correct?
Absolutely. It's funny. When I started in the business of real estate, I started selling condominiums. And one of the only places that in a condo you can actually enhance is your front door. You could put a wreath, or you could paint, you can't even paint the color of the door. All the doors had to be the same color.
Okay.
So, when you have your own home, people want to make that statement, and the front door is a place where they can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you see a new front, like some of the new entry doors, if you go to one of the big box stores and you can see displays, doors with key lights around the side, and the front door is a really important part to your home, especially when you're selling.
Yeah, and paint color. And listen, even if you can't adjust the paint color in a condo situation, you can still change the hardware.
Yes,
right. Changing the hardware, modernizing it, or having it match a little bit more to the decor of your home.
And even just keeping it clean. I do that with I've got kind of like an enclosed entryway with a nice storm door and a regular door. And when we moved in, it was dirty. It was cobwebs. It was bugs. You name it. I cleaned that whole thing. What a difference!
Or a dog. If you have a dog that jumps up on the door and it scratches it up, it's not the end of the world. No. But you got to paint it.
You got to paint it.
You got to make it look clean.
Lighting upgrades too to the front area, right?
Lighting for not just decor but for security. People are very much have somebody's walking on the walkway, boop, the lights pop on.
Yeah,
and whether it's a person or an animal, we had a skunk in our neighborhood last week, and people were going a little crazy. They had to call animal control, but lighting on your exterior home is definitely an upgrade, beauty wise, but also security wise.
Security wise too. Yep, exactly. But that brings us to outdoor living spaces, because that's huge. In this day and age, especially after coming out of the pandemic, outdoor spaces are so much more coveted than they used to be. For the simple fact that people are spending more time in their homes. I guess the trend of working from home is kind of, I wouldn't say dying out, but it's definitely trending backwards. But even still, like, that brought attention to people's patios, their decks. Around swimming pools. This is a huge focal point for people.
It's funny. My son lives in Boston, and being in the big city, it's tough to have a private space.
Yeah,
and he's
got a Romeo and Juliet balcony probably that's like 2 foot by 2 foot.
Yeah, well, it's actually worse than that. He's renting, and there's a small backyard. He built a pergola, put one of those little solo stoves back there, and made a little place to kind of hang out in the summertime because they're in the big city.
The landlord ought to be happy.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's a handy guy, and he built this little pergola, and it's really was really nice. But outdoor spaces are tremendously important to buyers.
Yeah.
And if you have one, they're going to be like, oh, they have a deck. Oh, they have a patio. They have a fire pit. They have a solo stove. They have all those things help build that dream around that person buying that home.
If they're visually appealing.
Yes. If they look like,
they're ready to fall down. The lattice is broken. You can see underneath the deck all
the chairs are moldy from being out in the weather. Right. They could be power wash cleaned and stuff like that. And you know what? Also consider when you're selling your home to kind of include that stuff with the sale of the home. Giving away $1,000 worth of patio furniture could really enhance.
Could get you $5,000 more. House, right?
Because buyers are stretched. They're getting as much money together as they can to put down on a home, and leaving something like that is one less thing they have to add to the home once they have it.
That's a good point.
And you have some. You're probably not going to want that furniture in your new place anyways,
right?
So it's outdoor furniture. It's a patio set with an umbrella or something included in the sale of the house.
Going back to the power washer now, decks and patios, right? Your deck's peeling, and again, we're not telling you guys to like reinvent the wheel here. These are the idea behind this is stuff that you guys can do on a weekend. You can do for under $500
if you hire somebody,
or even if you hire someone that you can do it inexpensively. But you got peeling paint, break out the power washer, get all the chip peeling stuff off, get just a quick hand sander, sand it down. And touch up and
if you don't have a power washer, guess what?
Yeah.
Home Depot.
You can rent them cheap.
You can rent them. Yeah. You can rent them for an afternoon. You don't have to go spend $300 or $400 on renting one. Yeah. You can actually I'm buying one. You can go rent one for a small amount of money and get a lot of work done with it on a weekend.
Yeah. But the same thing goes for that broken lattice or the trim worker. I mean, believe it or not, lattice is probably one of the cheaper products at Home Depot. That's wood made.
Yep.
And they got them in vinyl now too. So if you can get it to match in vinyl, you just go get some lattice. You get a nail gun or staple gun. Just reapply that so people can't see underneath the deck or patio.
Yeah.
And you can kind of hide the sin, so to speak. Right. And it also becomes storage at that point because you enclose the bottom of that patio.
And again, deferred maintenance. And you're saying you'll be saying to yourself, why didn't I do this a little at a time and not do it all? And now I've got to do it all at once. Think about that if you're going to be selling your home this spring. The weather's broke. Get started early. Start thinking about what you can do now. And if you're going to sell in the next 4 to 6 weeks, just think about how much you can get done and be ready for the spring market that's upon us.
Yeah, and just, if you want to reach out back to our buddy Jim Potler, the landscaper, he can give you some half-barrel ideas, some planter ideas. So once that deck looks good, you can decorate it with some planting. Listen, guys, we got a spot break here. We're going to hear from our sponsors really quick. We're going to come back, wrap it up with functional improvements, and we're going to close out the show.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guarantee radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we're back. Listen, we're going to hit this really quickly. I want to talk about functional improvements that you can do. Just to preface, we are talking about spring improvement tips to get maximum curb appeal on your home when you go to sell it this spring. And we've covered the gamut from power washing exterior, siding, sidewalks, patios, outdoor patio furniture. We covered it all at this point. But functionally, gutter cleaning, guys. Like, clean out the gutters. I can't tell you how many houses I've shown where you can see the overfill of pine needles, pine cones, leaves just coming over people's gutters. Like
trees growing out of them.
Trees growing.
Yeah. Little sprouts. Oh, boy, I've seen a lot of that, yeah.
Talk about that, Joe.
Yeah, it's funny because we've had some high winds the past few weeks.
Yep.
And everything blows off the trees. Limbs are on the roof. There's on the roofs. There's the gutters. You get a buildup of leaves from the fall. All that stuff should not be there if you're trying to sell your house. That you got to get that stuff cleaned off. And if you don't want to go up there yourself, you should hire somebody to get it off. You got to be careful.
1 minute, guys.
You got to be careful power washing the roof. You can do some damage if you do it incorrectly.
Yep.
I can imagine. But it should be. You can. There are people that do it with a gentle wash and get that stuff off the roof, and it looks like you have a new roof after that to get that moss and crap all
get a roof pro over to definitely look at the roof, because once you start power washing this stuff, you're gonna start exposing the sin, so to speak.
Yes,
you're gonna have, and you're probably you might loose vinyl, you might knock some loose vinyl off that's gonna have to be reapplied. You might find some broken vinyl pieces on the siding. So just keep that stuff in mind. So, Joe, I think we've covered it all. We got like 15 seconds.
We got about 20 seconds.
We got 20 seconds, but
there you go.
I do want to thank you for being on the show. As always, Joe, you're always...
I think I'm the most frequent guest.
You are our most frequent guest.
Joe is always welcome,
And listen, if you want to hire our team, you want to hire me and Joe to help buy or sell your house, give us a call, 957-SOLD. That's 957-7653. Or you want to get a copy of our monthly update, our Capital Region Market Watch newsletter, give us a call. And next week, I believe we have Kim Salerno finally getting back on the show next week.
Okay.
We're going to talk about protecting your title. And as title theft becomes more and more prevalent, we're going to talk about how you can protect that. Want to thank all of our listeners. Jimmy Pollard from J. Potler Landscaping giving us a call in. We will see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop. Join broker and founder John Bevilacqua every Saturday morning at 8:30 to hear about the latest real estate trends here in the capital region, where to find the best mortgage rates, home insurance, home warranties, and more. To speak to John about buying or selling your home, call now to schedule an appointment. 518-957-SOLD. That's 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. That's JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com.